Hey, what's up, family? What's up, friends? Favorite OG back at you with a market update, some information on where I see some strength, where I see some possibilities going into next week. None of this is financial advice, just what I'm seeing and what I want to share with the community going into the week of trade. So let's check it out. We're going to talk about the semiconductor space because that's where the strength was at Friday, closing out the market trades, the day of trading on Friday. And crypto is showing a little bit of strength too. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Mentioned Bitcoin in the last video and possible plays on Coinbase and MSTR for possible option plays this week. So I will be looking at Bitcoin to try to see if Bitcoin can get back over 92K and above so that I can consider those type of plays. But this right here is the strength that I saw in semiconductors, mainly Micron, ticker symbol MU. Micron closed the day out 10%, 10.5% up 10.5%. So opened the day at 294. We had a low at 294 and ended up closing the day at 315. And look at after hours, it's still booming up to 319 after hours. So that's definitely strength. That's definitely strength, like a 25-point move right there, man. So that's something to keep on your radar, something that you want to look at when we're talking about these chip plays. Overall, the semiconductor space is really strong, and you on all the dips, you got buyers stepping in, and momentum holders leadership is looking good with guidance and stuff like that. So you want to keep these on your radar. And if Micron holds above this you see where it broke out at, way down here at 294. So we got VWAP at 306, and so my play is for it to hold above 306, and that could be a good level of resistance, a good resistance area right here. Actually, VWAP is continually moving on me for whatever reason. 309.32 VWAP. So anywhere we stay over 309, then we're looking good. Another one to look at that was showed that relative strength was AMD. AMD was up 4.3%, and that would have had a lot of momentum on the day. Let's go to the daily candle. The daily on this is green. Opened up and opened up at 218. 218.90 and went as high as 227. That's almost a 9, almost a 10-point move. So AMD is showing relative strength. You want to keep this on your radar for AMD to get back up into the highs of where it was at in the 260 range right there. So from the 52-week highs from the last year's high to where we're at now, that's nice. You have some nice growing potential, and of course we know that they're Nvidia's sidekick chasing Nvidia's tail. So AMD is going to be a play to watch for 2026. And finally, I want you to put on your radar Intel. Intel's playing catch up. It's coming through on a rotation, and it may not be AMD or Nvidia right now, but they have the government backing right now, and Trump and his family is invested in Intc. So in the short term, if Intel maintains its strength, then that could be a good sign for the bigger players. So it's just one to put on your radar. One on your radar. One that's not as expensive as AMD or Micron or even an Nvidia or play like that. And let's just take a quick look at Nvidia. We need to get back over 190.5 on Nvidia to continue our upward momentum. It had a pretty weak closing on Nvidia, so we're gonna keep these on our radar. The semiconductors could lead the way up with Bitcoin. Bitcoin staying relatively strong could also be indicative of market direction pretty soon. So keep these on your radar. Keep a watch on it. Keep them on your watch list. Bitcoin earlier today when I spoke on Bitcoin, it was just almost at $90,004 to be exact, $3. So it's up almost $300 from that. So Bitcoin is still holding that 90,000 range, and it's still pretty strong. So just this is just something to keep on your radar going into next week. This could lead strength back into the market. The indices were relatively weak, so I'm not really gonna try to predict which way they're gonna go. SPX closed at 68.58. Was as high as 68.78. That needs to get back over 7,000, and the SPY needs to get to 690, 700 before they can convince me that strength is back. And of course, the Qs need to get back over 620 and beyond. They're way down at 613. So, we is this the beginning of a downtrend, or is it, or we're going to consolidate going into next week, or what have we? It remains to be seen. But the trend is your friend. Follow price action. Be patient, wait for the market to come to you, wait for the setups to come to you. And with that being said, I'm gonna make this one short and sweet. Get on out there, send me, y'all, send me MU, AMD, Micron. Let me go back to a couple of more that I have over here that I was looking at. I can put on your radar. Yeah, so we had SNDK was up 15%, ASML up 8.7%, LRCX up 8%. So the semiconductors boomed last week. Does this mean that we'll see continuation? Well, if after hours is any indication that we could be on a trend reversal back to the upside, because the last few weeks have been brutal, up and down, choppy, whatever. But keep them on your radar. Keep these semis and the overall market on your radar, and we'll see what next week brings. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.